by the homegrown superstar, Priyanka.
I mean, there's lots of things I want to do. We've got a chance to actually talk about it. Any of your top tips and recommendations?
Well, Richard has no time to do anything, first of all, I'll tell you. He has a really packed schedule. I'm at least trying to get him to have coconut from coconut water. I sent it to your room, did you get it, Eric? God, somebody sent this man coconut. I don't think he has enough time, but there's so many amazing things to see and that.
I really wanted to go to the national park. I was like, I'm going to go running, and it's like, you know, there's lots of time.
Yeah, I don't think you have time.
Give me no introduction, but can I please do this because I love you? Yeah? Super successful actor, producer, entrepreneur, author. Okay, so all this. But you've also become the first South Asian woman to lead a network TV show in the US and progressed across its history. So congratulations on that. Yes, yes, yes! I'm going to take a step back in time and ask you that moment when you said yes to Citadel. And was there a waiting period or a thinking period before saying that yes?
Not for me. I was very clear. This conversation started about 5 years ago, and it's taken that.
But at the same time, as an Indian viewer, the one thing that I felt that left out of me was the heart and the drama. So, how does the story balance out those elements?
I think that was intentional. It was extremely intentional, and that's what makes this show stand out. Is that it's not just flashy, it doesn't just have amazing action, it's like big sequences and explosions, but you actually invest in the characters that you're watching, because that's the main story, is what's happening between them. Everything else is the byproduct of the story.
Richard, would you like to answer that?
I completely agree, and everything else is an opportunity for us to connect to the story. So it was quite easy in a way to pull all the aspects of the characters into all these dualities.
Priyanka, home question. Home question for all of us. Swan. Hey, we're gonna backstop that, right? And then we're gonna say swan.
Exactly.
You know, the action, I've never seen anything like it. So the action is what they give us. But you are doing the action, guys. You're actually doing this. How physically demanding is something like this?
It's incredibly physically demanding because, you know, it's not just doing it once, you're doing it for 3 days straight. But I think that's what really drew me to this was within these action sequences that are physically demanding, we try to integrate as much of the character moments as we can. It's not simply a gun show or a fight sequence. This is how these two characters interact physically, how they dance together, and we learn in each action sequence a little more about the two of them. Just like in the drama scenes, the stakes are so high because of the adrenaline of what's going on. You're kind of constantly in this kind of exciting place, and that works both in the drama and action sequences.
Okay, I mean, it's physically demanding, it's emotionally demanding. We shot it over a year and a half. We shot it during 2021, which was, you know, COVID time. We invested a lot of ourselves in the show, and that's why we're so excited to share it with the world, because I think I left part of my spirit in it. Really a part of my soul is in Citadel.
You know, there is
A scene that was created like that, because it's not boring, you know, you're not just seeing like, okay, we've seen this amazing stunts before, you actually have interest and soul and you're invested, you know, and you're like, what is happening? And I think that just gives the show so much of an edge over all the other action spy roles.
absolutely. Now, one of the most impressive sequences was that train sequence. So I'm going to get into this trailer now a little bit, Richard. Take us through the process of preparing and filming for that.
That's kind of terrifying because this whole sequence happens in a restaurant and obviously then into the train. And that restaurant is a tiny space, so I was terrified by it because I thought, how are we going to pull this off? How do you look cool? How do you do that properly? And then that just fed into working with the character we're doing. That's what we did. How do you use every bit in the space? How do you use the sink in a fight? How do you use the handrail? So it gave us all these opportunities to make the fight part of the storytelling. Let's get to know the character traits that both of my characters share and the nuances between how they behave, how they react to people, how they speak, and trying to see which of them are learned things and which of them are building to you as a team.
Thank you for that. Our next question is from Sanjita with hands down. Sanjita, are you here? And there's a mic coming to you. Thank you.
Hi, Rachel. My question is to you. You know, hi.
Oh, thanks.
You know, Rachel, after having done projects like GOD and there's an intern where you work with such an accomplished cast. As an actor, how actively do you seek projects that give you a chance to work with talent from across the globe?
I think that's a brilliant thing that can happen when you've got some great material. Sadly, as actors, we're not often part of the